What is up? What is up, y'all? How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Gotta make sure I got everything set up. I want to be able to read the chat, be able to check my something on my phone. Posted this on my Instagram. But real quick, just gonna get a couple more things set up. I want to make sure this light is good, which is great. But today, man, we're here gonna build that number guessing game. If you were here yesterday, then you saw me taking a little bit of notes on it at the time, just so I could get a little bit of a breakdown of, the logical side of it, write down my own steps on how I would come to solve this, and yada yada. So now I got like 4 steps to end up writing this out. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to get it done my first try. Probably not, to be honest. But I'm gonna end up showing you guys how it works. Just want to wait until a couple more people end up joining this stream. Got about 6 people in here. What is up? What is up? We got about 8 now. That is good. It says, hey yo, looking sharp. Hey, thank you, Mr. Mickey Mouse. Thank you, thank you. Y'all like this Shrek shirt. I'm waiting for Shrek 5, man. Shrek 5, I think they said next year. Hopefully. Around GTA 6, so that's gonna be pretty lit. Cannot wait to get into those. I really want to see Shrek 5. I don't know why. I'm actually like the biggest Shrek nerd. My glasses are making me feel like I'm tired because they're dirty right now. I wish I was able to clean these. But wiping it with your shirt does not help. Especially too, I was eating some popcorn because I just watched Freakier Friday yesterday. No spoilers, but that was a great movie. That was a great freaking movie, y'all. Y'all have no idea. Gigi says, hi, you can definitely do that. All that matters for the beginning is the determination to do something, a project on your own. From my view, if you don't have a motivation to do the project for free. No, facts. Facts. I love making mini projects. They're just tiny little projects at first, just to get myself used to, like, for loops, while loops, if statements, functions, right? I'm just trying to get myself really used to it before I make a real big project, which I do eventually plan on doing on stream. I want to make like a choice-driven game, which should be a little bit more easier. And the reason why I would say easier is because to an extent, basically you got to get the foundation down, but then after a while, you're just kind of putting in the same code and you're just changing the text for the button and then low-key like the outcome, right? So it's like you're gonna do like button 1, button 2. If you click button 1, this is the next couple buttons. You click this button. So it's basically going to be the same code, but it has to be thought out more, like for the game, right? Because I want it to be like a little bit fun in a way. Not sure what I'm going to do it exactly about, but I just know when I eventually get to that point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this choice-driven game on stream. That's going to be super damn lit. But the only problem is with streaming stuff is that a lot of people want you to do like what they want. And that's where it's kind of difficult because it's like, if I'm going to stream it, I want to do only my idea of it and not like what someone is probably telling me to add, like unless I like it. But I don't want people to just be like, oh, put this in there, and I really don't want that in the game, you know what I mean? So I'm probably gonna have to make that more clear when I get into it, but that's gonna be super fun. But let's, now we spent 4 minutes just yapping, jump into this project. So here, as you can see, this is all of what I need for this project that I'm going to be getting into, which is this number guessing project. Everything else is already complete. I changed the color up a little bit because y'all didn't even see what it looked like before. But before, this is just like a little bit, it was white, but it was just, a little darker compared to the background. But I wanted to make it a little bit cyan greenish and then give it a little blue. When you hover over it, it turns light blue, or lighter blue, not light blue, but you know what I mean. And so, as you can see, when you click the guess button here, it says, please enter a number between 1 and yada yada. So if I try to put -10, this will not work because it's just not a number. But if I put 1, it would say wrong, too low. But then I try to put 101, it's like, nope, you gotta pick a number between that. So saying too low, that's too high. Normally I jump to 50. Okay, I'm too low again. Let's see, what about 60? Too low. Okay, let's jump to 80. Now we're too high. Let's go to 75. Oh, I got it. Wow. I didn't think I was going to get it rather quickly, but this is the point of the game. Says congrats, you got it. And then basically, yeah, you just keep guessing until you can get the number. And when you get the number, you win. There's nothing more, nothing less. I didn't even know there was arrows here. Okay, so without really giving it a second thought, let's erase this and just start typing this code, which is going to be a little bit scary. It's going to be a little bit scary, but we got this. Also, I want to mention at 8 p.m. tonight, we have a video coming out that's going to be explaining why I don't use React, Tailwind, or NPM. It says, how long have you been coding every day? I think I've been coding every single day for about 4 months, but it, I always explain how it kind of feels like 2 months, but I've been coding every day for about 4 months, but really consistently, like on live, I think it's been a month on live, right? I think so, I'm not sure. But so here we're gonna have to declare about 4 variables because I remember it and I do have my steps written out. But I do have a video coming out later tonight at 8 for basically there's been some people that want me to get into React, they want me to get into Tailwind, they want me to get into NPM, and so I made a video talking about why I'm not gonna get into that, but as of right now is what the title is probably gonna, basically be, because there's some people that want me to get into it right now, and I'm currently trying to wait just because we need to get the guest input. I'm currently trying to wait just because, and then I think it's the guest button. And what's the last variable? I believe it's supposed to be message. I'm currently trying to wait because I want to be able to learn vanilla, and I don't want it to make it easier for myself just yet. So that's currently like where I'm at with it. But a lot of people, man, they just want you to get right up into it. And I get it because they want it to be, easier for me. And that's probably the way that they did it. But I'd rather just try to get it done rather quickly, or not quickly, vanilla wise, like pure code, before really trying to jump into frameworks or jump into, libraries that can help me. Because I feel like I don't really want to have help as of right now. So we got to do times 100 because we're trying to make it be 100. But here we got to do +1 because technically, since you're doing times 100, it's going to be 0 to 99. So you got to do the +1 to make it be exactly 100 there. I believe that's it. I'm going to leave some spacing there, to be honest. Okay, let's keep this pushing. Sorry, I was trying to look at the comments, but I got no comments, so let's keep going. So now this guest input is going to have to link to document get element by, get element by ID. And we're going to have to link that to, I think it's just guest input. Yeah, I think everything is pretty much written the exact same way. So it should be guest input. And then we're going to copy and paste this here. Copy and paste this, and then we got to switch this to guest button. Oops, I need to uppercase that, otherwise that would be the death of me. And then I need to do message here. Message. Perfection. Next, we got everything being declared. So my next step that I've written is to think of so now we got to do the click button event. So we got to go, we got to go guest button dot add event listener. That's how you get your button to click or do something with it to click. Basically, you're writing like low-key a function, and then you jot this down. And the goal here is to think of the logic behind this. So what am I trying to do when you click this button? Now this button is supposed to, for one, tell you need to pick a number between 100 or 0 and 100. So how would we end up writing that? What is my next step? My next step says to declare, okay, perfect. So I don't know if I'm supposed to do let, but we'll see. So I think I need to declare user guess equals, and then this needs to be, I think, number, because they need to guess a number. And then something dot value. I remember that part, something dot value. Now, is this supposed to be guess input dot value? Is that what that's supposed to be? Is it guess input dot value? I believe so. I'm not too positive, but I guess we'll see as we keep going. What is the comments? Nobody's saying nothing. Okay, that's dope. All right, on to the next. So we got let user guess. So this is going to allow for the input. And then we need to think of, so you click it. Now we need to think of something else. Let's go to step 3. It says check if guess is valid. Okay, so then that's basically what I'm doing. So I got to check if the guess is valid. And how would we do this? I'm assuming we would use an if statement. I'm assuming we would use an if statement. But inside of this if statement, it needs to be if user guess Because we're not checking if it's right. We're trying to check if it's valid. So I think we got to do user guess. Oops. User guess. Then you got to do the or. User guess. Because you're basically trying to get it to where you can't pick below 0 and you can't pick after 100. So if user guess is less than 0, which I think I spelled wrong. Oh yeah, because I gotta make this uppercase. Oops. If user guess is less than 0, then dash, or I guess vertical line, I think is how you would say that. Well, it's basically the or. And then user guess is greater than 100. Oops. 100, something like that. I hope that's right. User guess is less than 0, greater than 100. Then that should end up returning. What was it? I think did we finally get into the message here? Text content. I believe we finally get into the message, and we're going to put I think it's going to be like, please enter a number between 0 and 100. Yes. So it's supposed to be something like this. Should we put an exclamation point? I hope I am doing this right. Nice hairstyle. Thank you, man. It says, what certification am I aiming for? As of right now, I'm currently aiming for the JavaScript algorithms and data structures in Free Code Camp, which should be pretty lit. Can't wait to eventually get that. But after this, after we end up coding this project, my goal is to actually, what is it? After coding this project real quick, this mini project, my goal is to, what is my goal? Oh, is to learn regex real quick, because I want to make sure I got regex like under control. Because like I understand the definition of regex, but I found this website, which I'm going to show y'all real quick, is right here. Someone recommended me to do regex 1. So I'm going to end up getting into this because I'm a little bit confused. Like I get the definition, and I love when I tell people like, oh, I don't understand, and then they tell me the definition. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't help me. Like, especially when it comes to coding and you're learning something new, like the definition can only help so much. But after this, I believe now we just gotta return. But I do gotta get into regex before I can hop back into Free Code Camp, because I want to make sure that I'm actually learning stuff and not just solving questions to just get a certification. So that's pretty much my goal as of right now. The message.text content, please enter a number between 0 and 100. So now, real quick, let me think. Actually, I keep forgetting that I need to zoom in. Can y'all tell me how to zoom in again? Okay, there we go. Like, y'all probably can barely even see my code. Let me see how that looks on camera real quick. Okay, never mind. I guess my video is dumb far behind because it's not even showing. Okay, whatever. So, please enter a number between 0 and 1, return. Okay, that looks fine. Now, I believe we have to do another if statement, but this time, this if statement needs to be, and I think this needs to be after all of this. This needs to be after all of this. But we need to do another if statement where basically here, we're trying to do if you get it correct, if you are too high, and if you are too low. Something like that. So what is the best way to write this? So we got to go if user guess is equal to random number. I'm like, oh, I think I forgot to declare a variable, but never mind. Is equal to random number. Then you got message.text content is going to equal congrats, you got it. I wonder if there's a way to like reset the game. That would be super dope to be able to reset the game and then have it have a different number. I wonder what piece of code you would need to write to do that. That would actually be super damn fun. So then now we got to do else if user guess, is less than random number. Then that means of course you messed up. So we're gonna go message.text content is going to equal wrong, because I want myself to feel it. Wrong. your, oh wait, hold on. Should I just make it yell at me? Your, okay, let me stop. You're too low. I believe so, right? If it's less than the random number, you're too low. Then you gotta do else. And then you just do message dot text content equals the same thing, but this time it should be you're too high, I believe. Oops, damn. Oh, never mind. Oh my gosh, I just copied and pasted this whole thing. I don't know how I did that. I had no idea how I did that. I think people are commenting. Oh no, I don't know why my screen is moving up like people are commenting. That is so weird. Make sure you end up hitting that like button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. But now we gotta switch this to, this is too high. Okay, so is this right? I guess we're just gonna have to try it out. Let's see if I messed up anywhere with some syntax or not. So let's click it. It says please enter a number between 0 and 1. 100. So it says I'm too low. Okay, damn, it really is screaming at you when you get it wrong. So 50 is too high. Let's go in the middle. 25 is too high. What about 15? Damn, 15 is too high. Did they give me 10? Okay, I think I might have messed up. Oh, there we go. Never mind. It was 8. I was like, did I accidentally mess that up? Alright, so we ended up getting that. I really would love to add like a reset button, but that would definitely be hell. I don't think I could think possibly of what logic that would take. I mean, I think the problem is when I think of the logic for things, I think a little bit too deeply, because basically your goal is to, you're basically resetting it. So your goal would be to try and write everything back to 0, right? So let's say before, well, not 0, because I'm thinking of a counter. Because in my head, it's like, how would you reset it to the point where the computer has a new number? Because of course, then you would just click reset. This number should delete. But then now you need to get it to where it has a new guess. How would you do that? No idea. I mean, I could honestly look it up, but I'll probably look that up off camera. As of right now, we ended up completing this project, which I'm very happy for. That's why, like I said, I like to teach myself it beforehand. And then when it finally comes to the project, it like helps me because I get to break it down myself, like write down my own steps. Sometimes I don't need to look at it like here, because I ultimately I can understand this more well. Sometimes when it comes to here, I get a little bit more, it gets a little bit more difficult. I'm like, okay, what's the next step? What am I meant to declare? What am I supposed to do? But other than that, man, I feel like it really helps with the logic side of things, and especially doing small projects, it helps specifically with things like the button clicker, right? Like eventually that's going to be something I need to do when I freelance my own website. I'm probably going to have to be using this a lot for the booking system, or just any other buttons. If I want to have a gallery, click the right button, you know, to like go through the images. That's probably going to be something. So just started web development. Hey, that's what's up, bro. If you're saying you just started, yes. If you're saying I just started, I technically did, at least with JavaScript. But this is super dope. We got the project done and complete. Let's see if we can guess one more number. I'm not gonna lie though, this game here is honestly super fun. Like that's the reason why I want to get like a what about 61? Okay, that's the reason why I want to get like put a reset button up in here. And I bet you the piece of code to have a reset button is gonna be crazily easy. Alright, so it's not 35, it's 40. I'm too high, so it gotta be like 37. Oh, I was just playing. But we got it. That's what's up. That is what's up. Okay, boom. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so happy I just got this done. Now, the other thing I wanted to do real quick, just because I don't want to, I want to see if like I remember stuff, is that now I want to go back to the color picker game that I've created, project I've created. And I want to see, because this color picker here, it works as you can see there, but I want to make sure that I'm understanding it to its full extent. So now that we've did a random project, let's try and see if we can get this part done. So I know it's supposed to be color button equals, and then, you know, I honestly could have skipped this part, declaring the variables, because at this point I understand how to do it. But you know what? Let's keep this pushing. So we got color button, then we gotta copy and paste here, and then we gotta do color code. So let's see how that looks. Gotta make sure this says color code as well. It says, well, you would simply create a function that has the piece of code right at the top and a button to reset that calls this function. You know, you can add more logic to it to make it more fun. No, big facts. That's what my whole entire goal is to end up doing. But I feel like as of right now, because it's hard for me to come up with my own logic sometimes, as of right now, I'm just trying to do it the way that I know how to do it. And then eventually when I get better with my logic, I plan on just adding stuff. But of course, like I understand how to say it, but like to really write down the logic behind it of like, okay, this is how you reset it. I understand it would be in a function. I understand that I need to somehow, of course, I need to create a button, which I probably could just do in HTML to be honest, but create the button, call it reset, and then I need to target that button so when it clicks, then you basically would add like reset it. But that's where the logic part comes in that I can't explain because I don't know how to do that logic part, but it's super cool. So if the user input is bigger number, then it will show the output too high. If the user input is low, number is too low, that will be fun. I think I already did that, did I not? Yeah, I think I did that for that one. The only thing that I wanted to do was because I definitely have the too high, I definitely have the too low. Is bigger number, yeah. But the only thing that I don't have is like a little reset button that I do plan on adding. But as of right now, I'm hopping back into my color picker real quick because I want to make sure that I got this down pat. I'm trying to think of what happens next. So do we immediately start targeting the button or do we wait? I think immediately, do we start just targeting the button immediately? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think we have to do a function real quick. Oh yeah, because we got to get the get random function, get random color function. Oof, almost forgot about that. I want to see if I could do this one without some steps. We got to get the get random color function, which I don't think we declare a variable in here. I think we declare a variable in the other one. Or do we declare the new variable? No, not here. I think we definitely do it in another one. And inside of here, why am I blanking? I know I gotta do the math.floor, math.random times 16. Is this inside of the if? I believe it's inside of the if, and then that's when you do the math.floor, math.random. I'm trying to remember, what the hell do you put in here? What the hell? Am I supposed to declare a variable in here? I'm not sure. I'm gonna leave some space just in case. But I do remember that this is supposed to be like connected to something. And it's supposed to be math.floor, math.random times 16. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, I remember now. Const letters equals, and then you gotta go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and A, B, C, D, E, F, basically. And then we gotta declare const color, which should equal, oops, damn, I went a little bit too forward. And my bad if y'all have been here to see this one already. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm remembering it or not remembering it, but you know, that I know what I'm doing. Because right now I'm not trying to look at steps, I'm just trying to get it done. Now I don't remember, did it need an if statement now that I'm rethinking this? Because I'm trying to think of what you would write in here that I just cannot recall. Because I know inside it's supposed to be color plus equals letters, and you put it kind of in like an array, and then that's when you go math.floor, then math.random, if I could spell random right without random, and then you're supposed to do like times 16, I believe. Right? Oh yeah, okay, so that just reminded me here. So this is supposed to be where we declare I equals 0. And then you're supposed to do I is either, I think it's less than 6 because you can only put 6. Yeah, I is less than 6, and then you gotta do I incremented by 1. And why is it being underlined like that? Did I mess that up? If let I equal 0, I is less than 1. Unexpected. What do they mean unexpected? It's not supposed to be a comma. The parser expected to find that and a token that. What are they talking about? How am I miswriting this? Let me see this part. Unexpected. Seven, 6. The parts are expected to find here, and there's a token here. I'm kind of lost why that's not working. Is it because of something down here? No, because I remember that this does need that. Times 16. I'm miswriting something here. I just don't understand what it's saying that there's an unexpected, like, bracket. Where? Oh, wait, you know what, too? I think I'm supposed to put a bracket here. No? Am I not? Or does it only do one bracket? Oof, I actually don't know. I think it's fine. Oops, damn it. I think it's fine like this. But I don't understand why the top half isn't working. That's confusing me. So, like, let me delete this real quick. So it's just not working in general. What the heck? So function, get random color, const letters equals 0 to f. Put 9. Const color equals hashtag. I put the brackets around it. Why is that not? Why is it just? It's still acting up right now. Expression expected. Oh, can they tell me the problem? Oh, that's it. They don't even try. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm just realized I'm using an if statement like an. This is quite embarrassing. Thank God I was able to see that. Oh my goodness, because I have a feeling y'all are probably telling me the answer in the chat, and I don't want to look at the chat because I'm trying to figure it out myself, and I'm so happy I just figured out that real quick. So now I gotta go back. I mean, now I gotta continue what I was doing. So I had a feeling I was writing the right stuff, but I'm like, what the hell is going on? So yes, it's the for loop, increment that. And like I said, I'm really not trying to look at the chat because I don't want to know the answer. So I believe here now is when I would return color. Something like that. So doing color plus equals that. So now return color. Now the only other thing is I can't remember if I'm supposed to write this in a function, but I don't think so. I believe I go color button dot add event listener. Click. Am I bad if y'all are talking in the chat? I just don't want to look because I don't want to see if you guys gave me the answer or not. Because I know I could do this on my own. That's why I gotta debug it. I'm trying to, see if I can get it done. So now we gotta think about what happens when you click the button. So we're trying to make the color change and you're trying to make the text change. So we clearly need to declare a variable here, which we're gonna do let new color equal get random color function. So then now we're gonna hopefully have that color. And then from here, we need to do something where, I believe we need to change the background color. So we need to do like, how does it start? I think it starts with documents, dot, and my bad if y'all are still typing. I really don't want to look until I get this done. I think body, dot style, dot background color. And then that's going to equal new color. That's going to equal new color. Okay. So that's going to equal new color. So then we got to do Damn, can this please? Okay. Document.body.style. I think that's right. Now we got to do something else that should eventually equal the new color because I got to change. I got to change what the text says. So I think that's color code, right? That's what my thing is. I think that's color code.text content should equal new color. Is that how that works? Not positive. We're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to test this out. Okay, we're off somewhere. So color code dot text content equals new color equals the get random function. So you must be off a little bit. I'm assuming, is it here? Cause I feel like last time when I tried doing this, I was off like there. Okay, no, that's not where we're at. Or probably am, but I think I'm writing this. Am I writing this in the wrong spot? No, I think that might be the right spot. I think that might be the right spot. Okay, yeah. So then that's not the issue here. Because I know you're supposed to write it after. Why does that keep popping up? I don't know if that's supposed to have no brackets or have a bracket. But we gotta keep looking for other things here because something else is wrong. So either, let me actually check the console. Let's see what they got here for why this is wrong. Oh, I can't even move my mouse. Is my computer crashing? Oh no, I think my mouse died. What the heck? Okay, guess we're gonna have to switch to here. My mouse ended up dying. So we got a type error assignment to the oh, I have one of them declared as const. That's not supposed to be a const. Why do I always do that? And it's this one. I do it for this one all the time. And I'm never even the type to use const like that, but because of like all this practice, they've been making me use const for different things. But okay, I was able to debug that. I'm very happy I was able to read that error code. And like I said, my bad for not looking at the chat. I really just want to get this done like on my own. And I don't know if y'all were trying to give me answers. And I forget that normally there's probably new people here, so I need to like address that before starting. But okay, here we go. So it says, what is your education? I'm currently self-taught. You said, what project am I working on? Well, I would hope by now you probably would know it's a color flipper game project where you click the button, the color in the background changes. Oh damn, why does my screen look like that? Did I accidentally move my screen? Because my screen isn't supposed to be off like that. It's supposed to be... You know what? And no matter what, it's just gonna keep messing with me anyway. So let me just try to change that. And then change... I don't know why... I guess this, you would probably see like the top half of my screen, which I guess I'm okay with. That doesn't really bother me. But anyway, so where's this at? It says you want to increase, or what do you do for a living? I currently work at a warehouse job, so I work there. That's what ultimately ends up paying the bills. But on the side, I'm trying to learn some web development. You said just increasing my XP, so swap it with the 4. The square bracket, I think. Nice job. Keep going. Thank you all. Thank you so much. So I'm glad that we finally got this done. I'm so upset that my mouse just died, honestly. I don't even remember how to... Oh, this is a mouse that charges. So I just need to charge my mouse. Which sucks. But I didn't even know that my mouse was about to die. That's crazy. But I'm glad I got that done without having to look at the steps, because that is just a big win in my part. Oh, I'm so happy. It definitely took some time, but I'm super, super damn happy. Oh, I forgot my mouse isn't here. Y'all should have seen the sadness on my face trying to reach for a mouse that's not here. But alright, so now that we finally completed about 2 projects on here, I should have ended up streaming at 12. I should have known that. I feel like most people, you know, y'all, they're used to me streaming at 12, so that's probably why there's not that much people here. But that's okay. I kind of want to see if maybe it could be my titles. And I'm probably going to see if I switch the title up real quick. We're going to stream early titles. Let's see if I can get another one. Sorry, ChatGPT is what helps me with my titles. I know. It really do be working though, especially for my streams. Another set like that. Building a project. Something like that. Because maybe it could be the title, but I think it might be the time. I feel like it might be the time just because. Or can I build this entire project, building from scratch, no safety net, live struggle, turning an idea into a project, from idea to project? Building that project I've never tried before. Well, honestly, the problem is that I just finished the project, honestly, and I'm probably not going to build another one, so maybe there's no point to even switch the title, to be honest. It is all good. But now, I could finally get into this website, which should be teaching me about regex. Now, I want to have my notes out because I want to make sure. This is not try to use RGB. No, I'm all good. I'm probably gonna do that in a whole nother video. As of right now, I want to make sure that I get regex done because I do want to start, I do plan on doing streams, hopefully throughout this week where I could basically, what am I trying to say? Hopefully throughout this week where I could, finally get back into Free Code Camp and try to tackle my certification. So I'm trying to like think while doing something. That is like the toughest thing. Sometimes I got it down pat, but sometimes I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, so I'm trying to get it to where I can finally hop back on Free Code Camp. Because if I don't end up learning regex, I'm not touching Free Code Camp. And I really don't want to keep having streams of me just constantly building the whole time. Sometimes I want to give myself a little break. Because, building can get a little bit stressful. But I do have this note here. I believe this was from MDN. So I might have to look it up because I do want to finish this. We're going to have to go to MDN Docs. I think this was from MDN, right? Oh, wait, no. This might have been ChatGPT, actually, because I think I couldn't figure it out through MDN. Yeah, it's right here. Oh, wait, no, not that. There was something else. Where? Oh, learn regex. Learn regex. So I think it was supposed to be here is what I was writing. Was it here? Oh yeah, because they wrote all of this and I just wanted to make sure that I got this down. Obviously I'm not going to remember every single thing that is written here, but it is nice to have this in my notes if I ever need to look back and understand like, okay, this is what I'm doing. If this is even about regex, right? Because it's like, I mean, this is some of what they taught me and I was a little bit confused because people were telling me that you use this for like variables or something to target a variable. But the thing is that when I first was using regex, they made me write some like basically random code like this, and I don't understand this at all. Like, so I guess I'm just gonna write down this little chart and this little example. At least it has a meaning to it, but I'm still a little bit lost on this part, to be honest. But it is okay. That's why we are here to be learning at the end of the day. So now we got to do /W and then we got to go word char and go A to Z. Okay, so I see what that's doing. So that's doing uppercase A to Z, lowercase A to Z, and then 0 to 9. And then I don't know if that's supposed to be something else at the end there, but they put like a little dash. Then this is supposed to be dash dash W, another dash. I gotta make sure I'm writing this in the correct way. But my thing is, when it says matches, like that's why I'm so lost because it's like, what is possibly matching? Because this is A1. Oh, unless they're saying like this is the type of stuff that you could write inside of it. So like how you could do 42. This is any single character. Maybe it's because you just put H and T. That's why you're basically changing the middle letter. Or I'm tripping. Oh yeah, basically, because they're basically writing like, so it's any single character. So even if I put it at the H and I left and I actually wrote AT, then I could do bat, hat. Trying to think of different ones. What's a different word with an AT at the end? If I wanted to switch it to be that way. So I guess I understand that to an extent. I get this to an extent. So white space. Oh, which is just space or okay. I wonder, do people use this often? I feel like now, like that I've seen it, when I look over like JavaScript code, I used to always see, I guess, regexes. I don't even think that's how you would say that, but I used to always see a regex in people's code. And then I was like, yeah, I don't think I would ever need that. And then it's funny how now they're teaching me. And I'm like, oh, I guess I would need to use it. So I guess that's quite simple. Oh, wait. Oh, I thought I wrote the wrong one. So we got a space, tab. Then we got to get into whatever the hell this is, which is supposed to be the start of a string. Okie doke, start of a string. And then the example here is going to be a hi, but oh, okay, I see it. So you're putting like a quote basically. So you're putting this here, and then you're going to write hi / which is ultimately going to lead to hi there with a quotation. But then you put a $sign when you end the string. But then my thing is, if I'm putting this here, then why does it have an end string? if it's supposed to be, so wouldn't I put that up there and then the $ here to have the quote ending? Or maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I don't understand that one. But then now we got this $ here, which is supposed to be the end of the string. End of string, bam, there we go. And then we're just gonna put end and put the $/ And then this is going to be the end here. Okay, that's good, that's good. Next we got plus. We got the plus, which is 1 or more, times, which is 0 or more. Oh, that's crazy. I would not have known that. I know 1 or more makes more sense. When you're doing the times 0 or more, what the hell is we talking about? But okay, so now we got to do the dash here, D plus dash. And then we got to go 7 to 1, 2, 3 as my example. And then 0 or more. So this basically ends up adding. Oh, I guess I get it then. So basically this just ends up adding literally nothing. Like you can leave an empty string. I feel like they definitely showed me this one. And I think they actually, yeah, I think they did show me that one. And they were giving me those definitions and I didn't understand it. So glad that I understand this part a little bit better. So now this allows for an empty string and then you can still do 7. And then the same thing like 1, 2, 3, close that out. That's pretty good. On to the next one. Now we got the question mark, which is optional, I guess, or the meaning is optional. Okay. I thought they were saying it was optional. The meaning is optional, so we're gonna go /color. Oh, damn, I wrote it, whatever. I think I could turn this R into a question mark. Then we got color / and then this, I guess, means it could be color or color. I might need to look that up too. I'm gonna leave a question mark there for the understanding and question mark here to look a little bit more into deeper into that, but later, of course. And then we're gonna do the dot, which dot I guess just means or. Oh wait, that's not a dot. That's the backtick. I believe that's the backtick. So the backtick meaning is just the backtick, and it just is an uppercase or. So it will be like a backtick / cat. And then we got the parentheses, okie doke, which is group. Sorry, I'm taking notes on my notebook. One of these days I will be getting a camera so y'all could see me take notes on my notebook with my terrible handwriting. But I think that would be super cool to show because it just probably looks like I'm just sitting here when that's really not what I'm doing. And maybe I should highlight to let y'all see exactly what I'm writing. So then we gotta go ha, and then ha ha ha. Okay, I like that. Oh, so basically putting stuff together without having to like write it over and over. Understood. Then last but not least, we got to get these brackets where we do set of characters / bracket AEIOU bracket / and then we got to go A, close that out, E, close that out, and then I. There we go. That's pretty good. Yep, okay, that's pretty good. So now let's finally get into this little website. You said I never used these. Do you have an example for usage? Seems to be more of a PHP for me. Now, honestly, I don't even know if this is something that you need to do or like need to use or anything. This is just something that they've been teaching me. So I literally have no idea. It says practice matching in JS. Build muscle memory with small challenges. Match all emails. Alright, so I'll probably keep this here for later. But I guess here is probably where they're going to probably show us some examples. So we got the regular. Can my mouse work already? Because I'm done. I want to use my mouse. I guess I'll have to use my mouse back here. If anything. Oh, my whole mouse is shaking. Oh, never mind. The regular expressions are extremely useful in extracting information from text such as code, log files, spreadsheets, or even documents. And while there is a lot of theory behind formal languages, the following lessons and examples will explore the more practical uses of regular expressions so that you could use them as quickly as possible. Okay, so while there's a lot of theory behind formal languages, the following lessons and examples will explore the more practical uses of regular expressions so that you could use them as quickly as possible. So that's, I guess, I'm assuming is probably really the definition in a way. This is damn late again. No, sadly, it's honestly, it's my fault because I'm supposed to be streaming at like 12 anyway. So the question mark means that the slot or position can be anything. Oh, it means that it could be anything. Okay. So they probably, because for me, they just put optional. So maybe that was like a fail on ChatGPT, or maybe I just didn't understand. But all right, let me write down this part here. So we got practical uses. But yeah, because I'm the type of person where, like, even if I don't really need to understand this, I just don't want to keep moving in free code camp without really understanding what the hell is happening. Like, I know the definition, of course, but I want to get it to the point where I know how to actually write it. Because that's the thing, because I don't really have like a timeline for anything, and I don't really think like I'm not assuming like, oh, as soon as I learn all this stuff by January I'm gonna be rich. Maybe if that was my mindset, I would be trying to quickly rush through this. But because my mindset really isn't that, and I don't really think, I don't expect this to take off like this or move that fast. I really just take my time with learning, and I think that's just really the best thing about being self-taught, is that there's not really a time limit. I'm not, afraid. It's not like I need to really just get this done. I'm able to, simply just take my time. And I like how they have a whole bunch of lessons over here that we're going to get into. That is super dope. I guess right now we're in letters. So the first thing to recognize is when using regular expressions is that everything is essentially a character. Okay, so using regular expressions, everything is essentially a character. I think someone recommended this to me. So thank y'all so much, because this is sincerely going to help me. Is that everything is essentially a character. So bam. If you guys are new here, man, make sure y'all end up hitting that subscribe button. I go live every single day. Currently been trying to build some projects. Hey, what's up, Dean in Depth? I'm currently trying to build some projects, but on top of that, as of right now though, I am trying to learn a bit of regex, just because I do at some point want to get my certification in JavaScript from Free Code Camp, and this is currently what they're trying to get me to do. Been learning how to code for about 4 months and trying to hone in on these JavaScript vanilla skills, by the way. Vanilla, gotta make that very clear. Got a video coming out tonight talking about why I'm trying to learn vanilla, and I'm not trying to learn no frameworks or no libraries, nothing to make it easier. I want it to be as hard as possible. That's truly where I'm trying to hit. So it says, and we are writing patterns to match a specific sequence of characters, also known as a string. Okay, so it's patterns. Oh wait, I think I already wrote that at the top. So most patterns use normal ASCII, which includes letters, digits, punctuation, and other symbols on your keyboard, like this. But Unicode characters can also be used to match any type of international text. Okay. I think I'm okay here. So below are a couple of lines of text. Notice how the text changes to highlight the matching characters on each line as you type in the input field below. To continue to the next lesson, you will need to use the new syntax and concept introduced in each lesson to write a pattern that matches all the lines provided. So go ahead, try writing a pattern that matches all 3 rows. It may be as simple as the common letters on each line. Oh, what? Okay, well, they do have a solution, which I will not click. We have the next lesson, but I'm dummy lost at what they're saying. So they want me to match this with what? Like using the regex? They couldn't have like gave me the answer for one. Cause I feel like I'm kind of confused what they mean. Cause A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Because I feel like it's one of the notes that we just ended up taking, low-key, which should be, it should be the one that's with letters. Oh, you know what? I actually don't know. I thought there was one with letters, but I'm thinking of the ones with digits. Hey, what's up? What's up, Iron? What is up? What is up? Currently right now I'm trying to learn a bit more regex because I'm having some difficulty here. And I'm not even gonna lie, this first question got me a little bit thrown off. And I don't think it's not because I don't know how to do it. I think I'm overthinking what they want me to write. So it says, try writing a pattern that matches all 3 rows, maybe as simple as the common letters on each line. Yeah, I think I'm completely overthinking it. I feel like if I see the solution, I could probably solve everything else. I'm 100% overthinking what the hell they want me to do here. So it says, try typing the first 3 characters ABC to submit. Is that really all they wanted me to do? Okay, I was overthinking. Now that I understand, I need to stop overthinking. Because what I was gonna do is write the $sign. Then I was gonna write the weird curly brackets. Like I thought that's what they wanted. So now I get it. So characters include normal letters, but digits as well. In fact, zeros to nines are also just characters. And if you look at okay, what is this table? What is this little table? Oh, hold on. Oh, never mind. I thought that was we don't gotta talk about that. What about wide? What about dark? Okay, there we go. That helps me a little bit. So this is the table they're talking about. Oh, that's pretty cool that you could click on this. The heck? I've never even seen that before. Wait, where the hell is my... Bro, I clicked... Where am I? Oh, it sent me over here. I'm like, I can't even go back. It says, yo, how are you doing? I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How about you? Over the various lessons, you will be introduced to a number of special meta characters used in regular expressions that could be used to match a specific type of character. In this case, the character /D can be used in place of any digit from 0 to 9. The preceding slash distinguishes it from the simple D character and indicates that it is a meta character. Below are a few more lines of text containing digits. Try writing a pattern that matches all the digits in the strings below. Notice how your pattern matches anywhere within the string, not just starting at the first character. We'll learn how to control this later in the lesson. So what? Do I just do something like 1, 2, 3? Or do they want me to do like 1, 2, 3, ABC? Okay, no, they don't care about that. I passed. I didn't notice that everything turned into a check. Sell me this pen. Clark, I'm not gonna sell you this pen. I'm not ready to sell you the pen. I haven't been practicing my sales pitch. So I'm definitely not ready to sell you a pen. If I sit here and I try to sell you a pen, I will fumble the bag so hard that there's no point to even try. Because I'm telling you, as of right now, I haven't been practicing my sales pitch. Because currently I'm still learning. I feel like when I will definitely sell you this pen when I end up practicing my sales pitch. So it says the Joker is a wild card and can represent any card in the deck. With regular expressions, you are often matching pieces of text that you don't know the exact contents of, other than the fact that they share a common pattern or structure, phone numbers, or zip codes. So similarly, there is the concept of a wild card, which is represented by the dot meta character and can match any single character, meaning ledger is crazy. Letter, digit, white space, everything. You may notice that this actually overrides the matching of the period character. Oh, so in order to specifically match a period, you need to escape the dot by using the slash accordingly. Okay, so below are a couple of strings with varying characters but the same length. Try to write a single pattern that can match the first 3 strings, but not the last to be skipped. Okay, so skip this one. You may find that you will have to escape the dot meta character to match the period in some of the lines. Okay, so we just do period. Of course, it's not going to work. So they want me to do the slash. But then that doesn't... Oh, wrong slash. So I guess something like this. They basically just told me what to do. But you're doing this dash dot. The problem is, though, is that my first instinct is and I never fail, I always click the wrong slash. Even if they switched it up and they were like, okay, now use the slash you want to do, I always do the wrong slash. I don't know why. It's like my head is just so out of tune that I just slash the wrong way. So, okay, so this is done, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting this concept because we basically already wrote this down. So there's a concept of a wild card, which is represented as the dot, which can match any single character. Did I write that for mine? Yes, I did any single character. Okay, so I guess I basically got into that. But what I do need to write is this here. It says, you may notice that this actually overrides the matching of the period character, so in order, you need to do the slash. So that's something that I need to write down. Hey, Marzi. Hey, that's what's up. I mean, I meant to say hey. I said that's what's up. I was so used to, for some reason, I don't know if I read something earlier, but I meant to say what's up. Let me go see. It says Clark. It says, if you can't sell a pen, how can you sell a website? That's funny. But no, yeah, so what's funny about that is because that was currently what I was thinking about the other day. Because the other day I was like, I'm gonna have to have like a really good sales pitch when it comes to selling a website. I mean, basically selling my websites to other people, because of course I need to be able to get them to want to get this website from me, basically. Sorry, I'm trying to like write and talk at the same time and think at the same time, which is kind of crazy. But I was just thinking about this the other day where I was like, eventually I'm gonna have to make websites or want to make websites for people, and I'm gonna have to pitch myself to them on why they need to choose me, the value of what I can bring for them, the marketing aspect behind it. And so I was definitely thinking about that, and I was like, that is something that I do need to work on, is my sales pitch, because even though I know how to talk, at least through here, if you were to ever meet me in person, I get shy. So I definitely can't imagine having to be like on the phone with somebody, or, even if it's like texting someone, doing like clientele work. I know that my nerves will definitely take over. So that's why I need to, learn how to talk a little bit better when it comes to a clientele like towards a client in a way. Which is why part of me was thinking that I probably should eventually get myself into, because I do get real nervous talking to people. So I was thinking I should probably get myself into like a job. Of course, I'm gonna be staying at my job, but maybe like a part-time, or maybe just practice of trying to get myself to communicate with like people in a way, and then eventually try to translate that to clientele. But yeah, as of right now, I already know that I cannot sell a website. That's something that I already know, which is perfectly fine because I'm not even at the place of where I'm trying to make websites for people just yet. I'm trying to get myself prepared for that, which is the whole point of this journey and documenting it on YouTube, which I think is the funnest thing ever, is that I'm currently documenting everything on YouTube. So it's like y'all are going to literally be coming with me when I do end up doing that. Or even, shoot, there might even be classes that I might say F it and just take for sales pitch. Because the thing is, if you really do pitch it incorrectly, I could sit there and skip out on so much clients that could have said yes if I just pitched it correctly to them. And of course, you don't want to rely too much on ChatGPT, because then you get on that phone call, how are you going to end up trying to, speak the correct way? Like, you need to actually know how to speak, even though you could do most of it through email, through text. But that phone call is where it's going to be hell, right? If you're not really learning. So that's why for me, I definitely plan on, if there's classes for it, or if there's ways that I could just practice, here at home, or practice with people. But that's why I feel like I might want to just do classes, or probably like force myself into a position at my job where it takes like me having to interact with people, because that's something I'm definitely going to need to do. But yeah, that's why I keep saying, Clark, I'm like, I can't sell you this pen because I already know I'm not ready for it. And of course, I'm not ready to sell websites, because otherwise I would be doing it right now. And that's not what I'm doing. So it's like, my goal is to try and get there. You know what I mean? And I got a lot of months. Like, I keep saying January, but there's really no end goal of when I want to be selling websites. I just want to eventually get to that point. So I ended up writing this down. It says below are a couple strings. But I'm very happy with the progress that I have been making, though, which is super, super dope. Let's keep this pushing. We need about 3 subs to finally hit 1,160, which would be super dope. But let's keep this pushing. Try to get regex under my belt. Probably have to flip the page, sadly. Or I might be able to keep this on the same page. I might be able to. So it says the dot meta character from the last lesson is pretty powerful, but sometimes too powerful. It says if we are matching phone numbers, for example, we don't want to validate the letters ABC, D, E, F, G, H, I, J as being a valid number. So there is a method for matching specific characters using regular expressions by defining them inside square brackets. So for example, the pattern ABC will only match a single A, B, or C letter. Oh, and that's because it's in the brackets. Okay, nothing else. So below are a couple lines where we only want to match the first 3 strings, but not the last 3 strings. Notice how we can't avoid matching the last 3 strings if we use the dot, can't avoid if we use the dot, but have to specifically define what letters to match using the notation above. Oh, so I'm assuming I'm gonna write what they said, and then if that doesn't work, I'm assuming it's just A. Okay, never mind. They want that ABC. They want that. So we got A on that one. But why? Oh, they want me to skip that. Okay. Oh, damn. So then, yeah, no, because you can't do N. Unless I sit there and I go CMF. Is that how they want me to do it? Damn. Okay, well, I got that then. Took a little bit of a trial and error there, but that's okay. So now real quick, just want to make sure I take a note of this. So there's a method for matching specific characters using regular expressions by defining them inside of square brackets. Should this be on a different page? I think so. Because yeah, I have the square brackets which says a set of characters. But the way that they wrote the example kind of was confusing, so I'm glad that they gave me better examples here for me to write, because that was a little bit, I was lost. So matching specific characters using regular expressions by defining them inside the square brackets. So a method for, let me see. So we got a method for matching specific characters. Specific characters. How long have I been on live for, to be honest? I've been on live for about an hour. That is what's up. That's what's up. I'm happy that I've been on for this long. I could finally get off pretty soon. So let's go specific characters. But this live stream was actually pretty nice. I'm so happy I was able to build 2 projects today. I was able to build one of them with using my own logic, even though granted I've done it multiple times this week, but I'm pretty sure if I stopped doing it after a while, I think I would be able to understand the logic behind it, and that's just super amazing, and I'm so happy that I was able to do that. Glory to God for that one, man, because I'm just really seeing myself start to actually understand JavaScript, and to the point where like I'm not even getting stressed no more. Sometimes I could run into some stress because, you know, things are a little bit more difficult when it comes to, you know, trying to not remember, but trying to, because it's like I did this before, why can I do this again? Those moments are definitely annoying, but it is okay. So it says you mean dollar variable, right? For which one? If you're talking about this one, I don't know. I believe so, yes. When I'm saying regex, is that whoa, I cannot speak. I believe so if that's what you're saying for regex, yes. But yeah, yo, so I'm going to end up going into my intermission. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Let me go and read. It says, since you mentioned you want to be a freelancer, you're gonna have to be a full stack because you can't just make a website from just front end. You're gonna need back end logic too, though. That's actually not true. It depends on the websites that you're trying to do. And I've already been looking into the type of websites I'm planning on doing. I don't need to be full stack for it. Obviously, when you get more into, you know, deeper projects, or like if I'm trying to make websites for bigger companies, then yes, I'm gonna need more full stack. But I mean, I'm gonna need back end and stuff like that. But when you are doing projects for people, like I always say the type of people I'm gonna target, which are gonna be small entrepreneurs, you actually don't need back end. You just need HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and a Firebase, or in a base, which I'm planning on using Firebase hopefully, which is just like a hosting site, I'm sure you know. So you actually don't need to learn backend for that. But eventually, though, I do plan on becoming full stack, though. I do eventually plan on becoming full stack. That's my whole goal. Like, I actually love coding. That's why this channel is going to be just super fun because, you know, even if this never becomes a career, this channel will always stay. Oh, what's up, Preet? This channel will always stay a coding channel because it's more of a hobby to me rather than it being a career to me. Because, like I said, I'm already making money outside of this. And there's so many different ways I can make money outside of this, whether I want to stay in technology, so I can go like IT, probably even shoot for cybersecurity, right? That's probably a better one outside of all the tech jobs. But then also too, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, I could shoot for that, or like CDL, any driving jobs, or construction, maintenance, anything beyond, or anything in those means. So like for me, this is such a hobby, man, and I do plan on learning like every single bit of coding. Like I just love coding. It is so fun. I can't wait to get into different languages like Python. I definitely, it's just gonna be super lit. C++, C Sharp. He said it's the opposite though. If you're gonna work for a company, a specialized front end, JS, React, etc. is more fitting. I think honestly, I think it really just depends on the position though, because if I'm trying to make websites for small entrepreneurs like a barber, nail tech, like I always say, what is it called? Tattoo artist, but he's like working for himself. Like I actually know a lot of places around my area where people would rent out buildings so they can do little, what is it called? So they could do like their clientele work. A lot of them had bad websites. So I can make websites for them with just HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. See you later, Iron. So I can make websites with just those things, right? I do believe though, when it does come to a company, that is also true, depending on what you're applying for, because you can just apply for front end, like you said, like a specialized position for front end, which would just be JS, React, HTML, CSS, yada yada, maybe Tailwind if they really, depends on the job description. But yeah, that's more for that. My name is Ryan, by the way. Oh, okay. I would hope I would remember that. I'm not sure. I would probably keep calling you Iron, to be honest, but hopefully I can remember Ryan. I think I got it. But oh yeah, making websites for like a small, like I think you can straight up look it up. You don't need too much, especially too. I think when I was just talking about making websites for people earlier, I think when I first started talking about freelancing, there was a couple people in the chat that were actual like free. Well, I don't know if you work in a company, but there was a couple people who actually work as a freelancer and or inside of companies, and they were telling me to do websites for the small entrepreneurs that I'm trying to target, that basically you just need JavaScript, HTML, CSS, like you just need the basics basically. Yeah, I don't think you need backend. The only time you need backend for smaller websites or just freelance websites is if I'm trying to, I think, literally create like a whole entire booking system. Maybe like that's where I would need backend. But you don't really need backend for, because like I said, I'm not going to be making that. I'm going to be linking that to a Calendly. You say I'm a software engineer. I like what you do. Keep going. Your skills will scale up. Most of people today can't code without AI tools. No, big facts. Big facts. That's why I'm trying to learn everything vanilla, man. And a lot of people keep trying to get me into using tools and I don't think using tools or libraries are bad. I think they definitely could be helpful. But I feel like a lot of people rely solely on it, and that's why my goal is to try and learn without it. But then people try to make me feel crazy for it. I'm like, nah, I just don't want to use a library right now. Because, like, I understand people, like, for instance, someone was just talking to me about NPM. And I understand how helpful that could be. Because, it's libraries, it can end up helping you with, just a lot of things that are very simple. But for me, it's like, I want to learn it first before I try to get help on it. Because then if I get help on it, then I'm going to be so used to the help. You throw me out there without the help, I won't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's definitely helpful, but I want to learn it by itself before I start adding AI or adding, Tailwind or adding React or adding NPM, right? I want to be able to wait for a while. It says in backend, why don't you use Spring Boot? Currently, I'm not doing backend as of right now, but I don't know. I actually don't know what I'm going to be using when I get into backend. I actually have no idea what I'm going to be using. At all. But also too, something that was pointed out to me as well is like React right now has been doing really good for JavaScript, but it was saying you never really know if there's going to be another thing that pops in, for instance, that could take like React's place. And that's where it's like, what if something did? And then now I'm sitting here, I know React, or I'm trying to say NPM, my bad. Let's say these libraries, and there's like a different place that takes over those libraries. Now I'm so used to the NPM libraries, but then my company, or it's more common to use a different library, then I'm gonna be lost because I don't know the actual vanilla code behind it. So that's really my ultimate goal. I actually have a video coming out today about that, which is crazy. You said this isn't regex, it is JS. For example, const name equals Marco, console.log hi $ name, it will be hi Marco, no facts. So that isn't regex. Okay, so then I confused myself to thinking the $ and the curly brackets was regex. So regex is just the lettering, basically. Like if you do d/ this way / that way, d/ like I know that was a terrible way to learn it, but you say learn Java stack. Well, as of right now, I'm currently trying to get JavaScript under my belt, but I do plan on branching out into a bunch of different languages like Java, like Python, C++, C#. Like I want to learn a lot. That's pretty much what this whole channel was for. And that's why I think this channel, honestly, like this person was saying earlier, they're like, can't wait to see the future of your channel. It's like, this channel is really going to be super like fun because I'm documenting the beginning of my journey from day 0 to me learning everything that I want to learn, right? And then by the time I learn all of that, which for one is probably going to be years, like, so I already have like a whole storyline from now to the future of storylines of just learning all these different languages, right? But then eventually, and getting the certifications on top of that, and creating projects in between that. But then eventually, after those years of documenting this whole journey, it's kind of like evergreen content, because there's always going to be somebody who's going to come into web development that wants to follow along with someone learning, even if it may not be the same, because years can make a difference, right? But then also, too, once I get all that learning out of the way and all those building the projects out of the way after years to come, then it can end up shifting to tutorials, like you just said. Yes. So he said, love the positivity. We need more realness than making, he said more than making tutorials, but facts. But eventually, though, I do plan on switching to tutorials, but way down the line, like maybe 15, 20 years, like, because I don't know how long it's going to take for me to learn everything. And I'm so consistent that I don't care if my views were to ever drop off. Like, I do it because I have fun and I have loyal people. Like, it's never even about the views. I don't even have views now like that. Like, my views, I'm very grateful for it. But people would probably look at my views and be like, that's nothing, like, blah, blah, blah. But to me, it means everything. Hey, what's up, Dev Singh? But to me, it means everything. So it's like, eventually I could probably shift into that when I get all this knowledge. Or I could probably just stay like a lifestyle content person, because hopefully by then, if I'm going to be studying for that long, hopefully by then I got something under my belt. Like, come on, like a job or something, so I can make like vlogs or something. Keep it, like you said, like keep it more real about me, because that's more of my goal. But I just don't know. I don't know if that's, we'll have to see. It's going to be years down the line. But you said I won't be going anywhere. I'm here for this channel. Hey, thank you so much, Ryan. Thank you so much. Truly, truly, truly. Because, man, like I really love this channel. I really love this journey, and it's super fun, especially like now that I have a community here, people that I can talk to. I really got to make a Discord though. I'm slacking hardcore. Slacking hardcore. But yeah, so damn, I was hoping if there was somebody in here. Oh, because you said you're a software engineer, but I was hoping that there might have been someone in here that's like a web developer, because I'm wondering, is Clark right about that? Because I swear on everything, you can make websites with just HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and you don't really need backend unless you're trying to recreate the booking system, which I'm not trying to do at all. So I don't think you would need that. Maybe if I'm making an app, like let's say I'm making an app and then I'm like, this barber is going to use this app. It's going to get the data from his phone, bring it to to this person's phone. Yeah, I think I would need backend. But if I'm linking that to freaking Calendarly, then that has nothing to do with my website. You know what I'm saying? So then how many days did I get 1,000 subs complete? I think, how many days did I get 1,000 subs? I'm trying to remember, like, so literally from like 0 subs to 1,000, that might have took, I think I just hit 1,000, bruh, when did I just hit 1,000? I hit 1,000 recently. Oh, I think I hit 1,000 August 2nd. Yes, I hit 1,000 subscribers on August 2nd, and then I've had this channel for about, let me see. Oh, that's another thing too. Like, the more this channel ends up growing, I'm gonna be making like a whole nother channel talking about how you can grow on YouTube. If this ever grows into something huge, because I think it will, and I feel like I have so much like stuff that I could say. So you said like a week ago? Yeah, like a week ago I basically hit 1,000 subs. But I'm trying to see, because I want to see exactly how long did I have this channel for real quick. I made this channel on August 12th, 2024, but I think I started posting 7 months ago. So basically from 7 months to now, I got to 1,000 subs, or 7 months to about a week ago, it took 1,000 subs. But technically though, I don't really count it when I started that long ago, because at that time I was making like vlogs or like sit down talk videos, like it wasn't coding. So I would really want to start where I coded, because I was at 189 subscribers, I want to say, when I started coding, and that was 4 months ago. So 4 months ago, from 189 subs to 1,000 is crazy, y'all. Crazy. I was so happy to be able to do that, and I would love to teach other people how to do it too, but as of right now, I want to make sure my channel continues to grow. Says, well, hello there. What is up, Snake? Says, you can technically make a website with just front end, but since you're doing front end coding, you're going to do bigger projects since the simple, quick websites are for WordPress. bigger projects means you're gonna need back end. Well, no, because if I'm doing freelance work and I'm making websites for clients, how does that mean I'm making bigger projects? That's not a big project. It's just a website. Because like I get what you're saying, because you're saying those simple websites could be used with WordPress, but I'm choosing not to do that. I'm choosing to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript for these simple, quick websites, if that makes sense. So yeah, I wouldn't need backend. But of course, like no, yeah, I wouldn't need backend because you're saying for bigger projects means you're gonna need backend like booking systems, etc., etc. But yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna be doing booking systems, so then that wouldn't fit for me. And he said a simple front end UI IX isn't enough. I mean, I guess to an extent, but I feel like I don't know. I think I'm gonna be good because I was looking at it, and there's even websites now where when you do click the booking system, it ends up sending you to, like I said, like Calendarly. Like I think they'll be fine doing that. So simple front end UI IX isn't enough. I think it's gonna be fine. Especially because too, I'm not making websites for people like these people probably aren't going to know better in a sense because it's not like people are making them websites. I'm going to be targeting people who probably have never been offered a website like to be made. So for me, it's like it's not like they're going to sit there and know, oh, this is my booking system should be deeper than this. It's like I think they would probably benefit it if their booking system already linked to a booking system they naturally used rather than it being something so like entirely different. But even so though, if that's the case, then I could just really just learn enough to create the booking system, if anything, which shouldn't be that difficult. I mean, well, it's going to be hard because it's back end, but it shouldn't be that difficult in the sense of like, I'm already learning, right? And I can just learn some more. That's all it is at the end of the day. But I'm pretty sure I should be fine with what I'm doing. I've been doing a lot of research on it. You don't need too much at all. And there's even ways where, no, yeah, you really don't need too much at all. So it says for real crazy. It says code in assembly, please. I already finished coding, to be honest. If you want, you can tune into tomorrow's stream where I will be making websites. Right now, I'm just talking with the chat and stuff like that. So if you want, you can rewind. So maybe you can watch what I've coded earlier, or you could just wait until tomorrow to end up seeing my next stream. So do you have space for a second monitor? I think I could create space. As of right now, I don't really have the space, but if I just moved all of this over here, I think I definitely would be able to have a second monitor. But I use my TV screen up there, which is way bigger and it's beautiful as a second monitor, but I kind of don't like a second monitor. What's up, Lucy? I kind of don't like a second monitor for some reason. I love using one screen. I'm a one screen girly. Do you use any frameworks like Bootstrap or Tailwind? No, I do not. Not as of yet. I plan to in the future, but as of right now, I'm sticking to vanilla and pure, just JavaScript, HTML, CSS. Well, the same thing. It's vanilla. But I do have a video coming out today on why I won't use frameworks as of yet. So if y'all want to tune into that video at 8 p.m., it's going to be a good little storytelling of because I do have these questions a lot of why I don't use frameworks or why I don't use React or libraries. So I am going to make a video about that answers all of those questions. So definitely tune in at 8 p.m. tonight. So that's going to be super dope. Also, as well, if you are new here, man, you can definitely go and check out my barbershop series. I just made an episode as of 2 days ago, I think. So that's a pretty good series that y'all can definitely go and check into as well. So yeah, I think for simple booking websites, there's already tools that do back end for you. Don't need to reinvent the wheel. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't think I need to do that. I mean, it probably would be super nice to be like, I created the whole website, but I really don't need to do that part. So I feel like as long as I do just learn front end, I think I'm pretty good. Like I'm gonna be fine when it comes to making freelance websites and making, just a couple of bucks. But of course, when I want to get into bigger projects or deeper things like for, bigger companies, if I ever really made a name for myself down the line, then maybe I would want to learn full stack. But ultimately the goal is to learn full stack anyway. So that's why I'm getting confused with what you're saying, Clark, because it's like, I'm not saying I'm never going to learn backend. Eventually I will learn it. And even if this was the case, it's not that deep. I could just learn it anyway, right? Because that's my goal anyway, to just end up getting into it. So I'm very excited, man, to end up becoming a freelance web developer. I normally, like I said, I give myself a timeline, but in the end, there's really no timeline, right? This whole channel is just about learning, coding and honestly just having that goal in the future, or that hope in the future, and hopefully trying to re-alive the hope in you guys who, if some of y'all aren't working in that field. You say, oh, sorry, my bad. How can I learn web developing? I already learned JavaScript and get a job. Any advice? Well, currently I don't have a job with web development, but you said, how can you learn web developing? I would say, do you already know HTML and CSS? But yeah, do you already know HTML and CSS so you can apply to like front end jobs? But also too, what we need to understand is that getting a job in web development, especially front end and plus entry level positions, is probably one of the most difficult things to do in life, because it's like there's already so much competition competing for the entry level positions. But then on top of that, they're not even really pushing out too much of entry level positions, because AI can pretty much do what an entry level position can do. So even if you get in, it's possible that you could get replaced if you don't end up improving on your skill set. So my ultimate advice when it comes to people trying to get a job, I always say learn full stack so you're not limiting yourself to one spot. But when you are learning, specialize in that one spot first before jumping to backend, for instance, or database. Because, like, for instance, you said you know JavaScript. That's great. Try to get yourself to learn HTML and CSS, which should be easier, and specialize in front end. At that point, you can definitely apply for front end jobs, but don't try to get your hopes too high, because it might be hard to get in. But then from that point forward, now that you've specialized it, now go to back end and then jump to database doing the same exact thing. Now you're full stack. And the reason why I say this is because there's job offers for front end, back end, database, and full stack. So now you're opening yourself up to 4 different type of job offers at all these different companies that you can apply for, more than if just someone stayed in one spot the whole time, right? And then also too, around that time, by the time you become full stack, who knows how many years have went by, you could possibly apply for, instead of an entry-level position, you could apply for the positions that are a little bit higher. Maybe a senior position if you get 5 years under your belt of just knowing how to code and stuff like that. So now you're not limiting yourself to just entry-level positions in all 4, but now you're able to do the intermediate positions and the senior positions. You get what I'm saying? It opens you up to more positions. So I feel like learning full stack, if you really want to get a job, is probably the best way to go. Also, too, to know that AI is up and coming. It's not going to take your place as long as you don't let it. You need to work with AI. And you also need to build your knowledge. Don't ever get comfortable. Just continue learning, and, make sure you know how to use AI for your benefit, and don't let AI, handicap you. Don't let AI take your spot. As long as you learn to work with it, you'll be good. But also know, man, that getting quick money it's not going to work. And I know there's a lot of YouTube videos that talk about it, like, all you got to do is do this and then learn this and then do that, and you'll be able to make hella money off of web design or web development. Now, that may have been the case years ago, so maybe those videos made sense back then. But those videos now, it does not work. It takes way more time. It takes way more effort. You need to have, way better projects than you needed at that time. Your projects need to be problem-solving projects. They need to, really, just solve real life issues, and it needs to show your real life skill set. And it's crazy how much you really need to do to be able to get into a career, but it's definitely going to be worth it. I 100% believe. But just don't see it as like, I'm gonna make money next month. That's just not realistic. Maybe if you go the freelance route, it could be a little bit more realistic, trying to reach out for clients, but the pay you're thinking of may not be realistic. You might be able to get your first 100 a month in the next 6 months of learning how to code, or the next 4 months of learning how to code, or whatever. You might be able to get 100 in 1 month. But it's like, don't think you're going to be able to pull in thousands upon thousands upon thousands. Like, that's just unrealistic. It's going to take a lot of time to build that. And I definitely believe that y'all can do it. You said you made a whole video on that topic. No, I did. Actually, I could have just recommended that video. If you want to go see the video, there is a video. But you said, I have learned HTML, CSS, and JS till yet, but when it comes to make logics, my brain goes raw. No, big facts, Goku. I'm literally the exact same way. Literally the exact same way. I've started getting a lot better, though. 100% started getting a lot better. But, like, for instance, someone was just asking me earlier. Damn, I'm really chatting it up with y'all. But someone was just asking me earlier. They're like, "Oh, for your project, you should do RGB colors." And I really do want to get into that, but my brain, like, once you tell me to do something I didn't already like teach myself, it's like I'm like, "Ooh, I'm not gonna be able to know how to do that at all." Like, but I definitely am improving, so I'm very, very excited to see what's to come later, man. Definitely. You said my advice for creating a nice website style on mobile size because it's harder to make it work on mobile than on desktop. That's true. That is true. I could end up doing that. I think one of these days, because I'm doing so much things like behind the scenes, but I'm also moving very slow at the same time. Excuse me, but one of these days, because I already messed up on this barbershop website, I'm only doing this barbershop website to get myself to understand what's appealing to the eye, basically, like what is going to make someone come to this website, click this book button. I don't think it's the best looking website, but that's the point. I'm trying to get myself to have that practice. But like I said, I messed up with using position all over the damn website. So next website, I'm going to be doing it for more of layout purposes. But then the website after that, or two, I'm basically going to try and do one website starting desktop and then going to mobile. And then the next website is going to be mobile starting and then going to desktop, because I want to see what's easier for me. Because if going desktop first and then mobile second is easier for me, then that's just what I'm going to do. But if it's easier the other way around, then that's what I'm going to do. So I'm trying to get myself to see what is easier for me. Or what is actually helpful for me. You know, a lot of people, they're like, when you're doing a website, when you're coding, you should code it first and then break it down. Well, that wasn't easier for me. I didn't understand anything, and it actually crippled me more than it advanced me. So I rather break it down first, get the code first, break it down, and then write the code. Because then now that's where it helps me. It's not cheating, because I'm not sitting here like looking at a whole page of full-blown code and I'm like, I'm just gonna rewrite all this code. It's like, no, it's just I broke it down, I can understand the logic behind it, then I wrote my own steps on how to solve it, and then now I go and solve it. Makes it a little bit better. Of course, I have my struggles, but that's just the way I do it. You said, do you use any AI chat box for help? Help? If you mean like, sometimes I might use ChatGPT if I'm looking at something on my website and I'm like, I'm trying to get this to be specifically here, but I'm not remembering what type of thing in Flexbox I need to do, or maybe what number I need. I might go to ChatGPT and be like, just give me the number at this point, or just tell me if it's taking too long. But if it's not taking too long, then it's like, you know. But he said, so did you get your first client? No, I did not. The barbershop series is actually a mock client series, and I put that in the description a lot. Just because I don't want people to get confused thinking that it's a real client. It is a mock client. I could put mock client in the title, but then I feel like if I put mock client in the title, it probably wouldn't even, like, I don't think people would watch it. I also don't need to put first client in the title, but I just do that. But then I put the quotations, and I've already explained that. Of course, he probably didn't hear it, which is okay, but I put the quotations around because it's supposed to be like first client. Like, I'm saying it in the way of like, it's not really a first client, it's a mock client. But then I do write it, like I said in the description, where I put mock client, fake client, back to back, because I don't want people to think it's real. And then normally when people comment and they treat it like it's real, I'll just message back and be like, by the way, this isn't a real client. Like, I always make it clear. I just never say it in the actual video. I think I said it in actually one of the videos. I think I said it in a couple of the videos, but I think people just miss it because I'll end up saying something like, and this is exactly what I would do if this was a real client. And then people they just miss it. It goes over their head. I'm like, but it's not, but it's okay though. I don't expect people to, be able to probably understand the quotes as well to assume that that's what I'm saying, but it's a fake client. But I cannot wait. I cannot wait. It says, it's just an advice. I have learned that the hard way. Okay. No, I'm definitely gonna try it though, because I think the best thing to do is to try it side by side. Like, I can start desktop here and then go to mobile and see what happens. And then just go mobile here, go to desktop. And like I said, whatever works, man, that's what I'm gonna do. So, honestly, because it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but that's the goal for me. I just want to see what's gonna work for me. Because, hey, are you on Instagram? Yes, I am on Instagram. And actually, I'm trying to push out my Instagram a little bit more now. Because on Instagram, I've been documenting more of my outside life on there. And I think the more people that I get, the more interactive it becomes. It will be super fun to be able to like just probably go live on there sometimes just at a random time, or be able to message y'all, talk to y'all, or just post something on my stories, because I post a lot of stories of my life. So like I'll be like, I'm at the movies watching this or eating out here, and I'm trying to get more into that. So I want to make sure that more people end up, following me on Instagram. So my Instagram is Marzi Journey, no S, Marzi Journey 09. Definitely go hop on my Instagram so y'all can end up seeing oops, damn, I almost glitched my whole thing. So y'all can end up seeing my daily life there. It is pretty lit there. And it's also on private. So when you follow me, I just have to accept your follow request, just because I don't want people from like my daily life to actually see my Instagram as of yet. But like literally I posted that I was live earlier too, so y'all are gonna get the updates of when I'm going live, and not if you end up following me on there. So it is Marzi Journey 09, no S, and you should see a picture of me looking goofy. It should be the same picture I have on my YouTube account, because I changed my YouTube profile, by the way, which looks super nice. I'm happy about that. But yeah, I'm trying to see real quick. But I need to push out more of my Instagram. I'm probably gonna push out more of my long-term videos as well. So that's why I said a second monitor will be helpful, because you're gonna resize a lot. Oh, that is true. That is true. Maybe when I do start getting into that, maybe I would appreciate the second monitor. But I don't know, man. Like I for some reason, like I dislike a lot of things that people want me to do. So like sometimes people would be like, oh, you should download or use Live Preview for visual code. And I have Live Preview, I just hate it. Like I don't know what it is, but like even though I'm typing it, I'm seeing the change right next to me, I just can't stand it. It's too much on my screen. I don't want to look at it. Oh, which country am I from? My bad. I'm from the USA. I forgot you asked that. I'm from the USA. But then it says, what was it about? Second monitor. Oh yes, I was using Live Preview, and I hate Live Preview. And so many people are like, how do you not like Live Preview? I'm like, I just don't, man. Like, I don't know what it is. I hate using Live Preview. I'd rather just use the, just go and open it inside of Microsoft Edge. I'd rather just do that. So, that's funny. You said, I understand. I said nothing. Oh, wait. Why did I not say that? You said, I understand. I said nothing. I don't know. I'm confused what you mean there. I can tell if you're trying to joke or something. But no, yeah. Definitely, maybe I could use the second monitor, though, if that is coming to resizing. Because maybe that's the reason why I don't care to use the second monitor, is because I don't really have a reason. You know what I mean? It's probably, I feel like it's just easier for me to just use one screen. But maybe if I had a reason, like, I need to see what it looks like on mobile up here and then do something down here, maybe it will be better. I might even want a third monitor at that point, so I can have my code here, my laptop, desktop, like, so to see what it looks like on desktop, and then phone up here, something like that. That might be super dope. Hi, what is up, SB? My bad, y'all. I've just been yapping, honestly. I've been yapping for about 30 minutes. I was having so much fun just talking to all you guys. Today's my day off, so I was able to breathe a little bit more. We need about 3 more subs to hit 1,160. That would be super dope if y'all can definitely get me there if you are new here. It says you can use the monitor above your laptop as a second monitor. No, yeah, that's what I've been doing. But I just don't like second monitors is what I'm saying. So as of right now, I don't use it as one. I've used it before, but then I stopped using it because it's like, I just like having one monitor. But maybe, like I said, when I get into trying to do mobile first, that's probably when it's going to end up working. It says, how is your progress? My progress honestly feels like I feel super great, super happy. All glory to God. I think I've been progressing really well. Very thankful for the progression. So happy how far I've come. It says, are you studying in computer science in your college? No, I'm not. I'm actually not in college. I'm self-taught, so I'm teaching myself how to code. I do plan on going for computer science though in the near future, because I do want to end up, getting a degree for one and then also using that for back end and stuff like that. But I 100% plan on going for computer science, which I think will be super dope. I went for a semester, I dropped out. So I know when I start computer science, at least I'll be, well, if they want to transfer my credits, at least I'll be in my second semester. I could finish a year rather quickly of college, which would be nice. You said I don't want to make instructions, so I've said nothing. I don't want to make instructions. Okay. But, so it says, I don't know, I think that's about it. I think we are about to wrap this up. Yeah, I was really hoping that we could have got at least 3 subs. I want to get to 1,160, but it's okay because I'm gonna be posting a YouTube short today, which should be probably bump me up there. But thank y'all so much for joining this live. I want to give a little bit of an outro. I've been learning how to code for about 4 months, feels like 2 months, but I've explained plenty of times why it feels like that, so I'm not gonna explain it again. But I've been learning how to code for 4 months, man, and it has been such an amazing journey so far. I've been having so much fun, created such a beautiful audience, and or I have such a beautiful audience of supporters, and just thank y'all so much for, you know, sometimes the constructive criticism, right? I love when y'all could tell me what you think, you know, basically I should do. I think that's super dope. And then I like to take some of y'all's advice. Like I just love it. I love it. And then also too, I love how understanding you guys are when it comes to this journey, knowing that I could barely really end up coding. So I'm pretty dope. It's pretty dope that I have such an understanding audience. I love y'all so much. Y'all have been amazing. I got one more question. It says, are you a college dropout in course? Basically, technically, yeah, I guess I can call myself a college dropout. Because I did drop out. I left. I was like, F that. And honestly, I left because it was a very uncomfortable setting. I feel like there was a lot of discrimination between the poor and the rich. And I think that's all I would really say about that school. I didn't like it. And it wasn't that I was like poor, but it's like there was people there who were having parents, you know, pay for their college. And I was someone who, I don't have parents that could pay for my college. You know, I have a parent that's not in my life. I have a parent who actually passed away when I was 16 or 17. I think it was 17. I just turned 17. So of course, and then even so, at that time, my parents probably wouldn't have been able to, you know, pay it anyway. So at the end of the day, you know, for me, I had to, what is it called? I had to basically pay for my college, and I had teachers who just were very rude and very, you know, they would just treat you differently if that was the case, and say like very rude things to you about it. So see you later, Marco. See you later. Definitely gonna end up hopping off, but that's why I ended up dropping out of college. So I do plan on going back, but I want to go to a college that doesn't do that. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna end this live stream right here. Hope you guys ended up enjoying. Y'all have been amazing. Thank you so much. Deuces.